High School Sports on Ticket TV is presented by Dairy Queen Bangor. Get a DQ treat today at Dairy Queen on Broadway in Bangor. Closed for the season, reopening mid-February. Your local family-owned McDonald's on Main Street and Union Street in Bangor and Wilson Street in Brewer. Greenway Equipment Sales in Bangor and Ellsworth. Nothing runs like a deer. Dairy Queen Old Town. Head to Dairy Queen in Old Town and try the Crispy Onion Cheeseburger Meal Deal. A juicy cheeseburger topped with crispy onions, served with fries, a drink, and a small sundae. Find them at 613 Stillwater Avenue in Old Town. Casella. Good pay, good people, good life. Darlings Auto Group. You'll do better at Darlings. Visit darlings.com. Next Home Experience, the market leader. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience. The Furniture Gallery, a family-owned Maine company with locations in Bangor, Augusta, North Windham, and Topsom. Hero Sports Grill and Entertainment Center, the place to be in downtown Bangor and at herosportsgrill.com. Praise Auto Sales, over 40 years of trust, integrity, and dependability. Visit praiseautosales.com. Levesque Business Solutions, your one-stop source for office equipment and office furniture. Dean's Detailing, the leader in auto detailing since 1971. Book your appointment at deansdetailing.com. Northeast Driving School, Greater Bangor's #1 driving school for 56 years. Eastern Maine Community College, start your future at emcc.edu. Bangor Savings Bank, since 1852. At Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more. Visit bangor.com. And Quirk Auto Group. It's your truck or SUV. Find it at Quirk. Online at quirkauto.com. High School Sports on Ticket TV is also brought to you by Maine Online, Acadia Federal Credit Union, Uno Pizzeria and Grill, Tony Murray's Fairway Auto Sales, Danforth's Down Home Supermarkets, The Fitch Company, AM Construction and Roofing, Back Alley Bar and Restaurant, Madden Generator Services, Maine Athletics, Bangor Window Shade and Drapery, Novus Auto Glass, Union Street Towing, Quality Automotive, Bangor Mall Cinemas, Premium Choice Broadband, Resto Pros, Hartford's Auto Service, Old Town Redemption Center, Bennett Auto Center, The Growing Place and Polish, Bangor Tire Company, Pat's Pizza in Hamden, Hillside Athletics, Angelo's Pizzeria, Hidden Meadows Golf Course, Sweet Frog, The Farmer's Table, Knowlton Automotive, American Made Home Goods, Saliba's Rug Cleaners, Auto Radiator Services, Maniac Snack Shack and Sniff and Snack, Penobscot Cleaning Services, Creative Options LLC, Brewer Federal Credit Union, Down East Toyota, Harvey RV and Marine, Seaboard Federal Credit Union, W.S. Emerson, Midcoast Denture Design, First National Bank, Husson University, Napa Auto Parts, and Hammond Lumber Company.
Let's get you out to the game.
Hello everyone and welcome inside Brewer High School for tonight's Class A girls contest between the Witches and the visitors, the Messalonskee Eagles. Brewer trying to make it 3 wins in a row. Messalonskee looking for their 4th win this season. We'll get the Bangor Savings Bank pregame show underway right after this timeout on Ticket TV.
Since 1852, Bangor Savings Bank has been helping New Englanders thrive by living our You Matter More promise. We invest in Northern New England because your ideas, your well-being, and your business matter to us. Our commitment is reflected in our caring employees, innovative solutions, and investments in local communities. At Bangor Savings Bank, you are at the heart of everything we do because you matter more.
When I had first left for college, I was super excited to start pursuing my dreams. And I had met so many amazing people my freshman year. Yeah, some days were really hard, balancing work life and classes, but most of them, they were the best of my life because I had something not everyone gets. A dad inspiring me every step of the way. And I'm so happy to graduate beside you.
Nothing runs like a deer.
And Greenway Equipment Sales makes it easy to keep your John Deere running smoothly year-round. Our mobile maintenance truck will come to you and service most walk-behind and riding lawn equipment right in your yard. Just call or schedule online. Whatever the season, we'll have you tuned up, sharpened up, and geared up to mow or blow whatever Mother Nature dishes up. Contact the Smith Brothers today for service delivered.
Nothing runs like a deer. From Greenway Equipment Sales, family owned and operated since 1994.
Get looped, get sold with Next Home Experience.
It's time for a reset. McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Extra value meals are back, only at McDonald's.
Your local professional, eco-friendly office space partner is Levesque Business Solutions, your one-stop shop to get the job done. Handling all your office furniture and printing machine needs at an affordable price. Offering full system integration into your workplace and local service on everything we sell. We can even remote monitor your system with just-in-time inventory and service need assessments. Little to no downtime gives you peace of mind. At Levesque Business Solutions, your solution is only an email or a phone call away.
Heroes Sports Grill and Entertainment Center offers fantastic food and drinks in a fun, family-friendly atmosphere with 29 flat-screen TVs for your sports viewing pleasure and an arcade with prizes for the whole family to enjoy. Whether you're looking for a drink at the bar while watching your favorite sports team or trying to find a place to bring the family for a great meal out, Heroes is the place to be. Heroes also offers takeout or catering for any event in the Bangor area, large or small.
Come for the food,
stay for the friends.
This winter, you have a choice for moving snow out of your way. There's this, or you could go with this. You make the call to Doors Equipment in Bangor. Of course, Doors Equipment has the Kubota tractor and attachment to make that white stuff disappear. Quality, innovation, and easy-to-use design. That's a Kubota. The doors are open for Kubota and Doors Equipment. Make 'em orange with envy on Outer Hammond Street, Bangor.
Way back.
Back here in Brewer on Ticket TV, getting ready for tonight's matchup between the Witches and the Messalonskee Eagles. We welcome you into the Bangor Savings Bank pregame show. Bangor Savings Bank has helped New Englanders achieve their goals since 1852 because at Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more. Whether you're planning for today or building for tomorrow, they're here with a personalized service and a commitment to what matters most to you. Visit Bangor.com. I'm Mark Paulette, joined by Chris Hoare tonight in the Darlings broadcast booth. Darlings in Bangor has you covered for sales and service. Shop new Ford, VW, Audi, Honda, Nissan, Volvo, and Kia models or used of all makes at Darlings.com. You see the four seniors right there. It is senior night tonight in Brewer for the Witches class of 4 here in 2026. Carmen King, Jillian Ford, Olivia Gilmore, and Gabby Chassie ready to be honored before the tip tonight. We're about 8 minutes away from that ceremony and getting the players introduced tonight in Brewer. But Chris, let's tee up this matchup as we take a look at the Class A girls standings here. And it's the old quote from Major League in terms of the Brewer Witches. They've got what's called 2 in a row right now, a win tonight, and you can call that a streak.
Yeah, and that's good news, and it's good news and bad news. The good news is they are streaking. The bad news is they're running out of games. It's the end of the season. They got 4 games remaining, and they're the hope is, or I guess the way to look at it is there should be still belief because they're 1 spot away from being in the tournament. That tournament Magic 8 spot gets you in with 4 games remaining. Obviously tonight Oxford Hills is the next game, and then there's two big ones with a lot of points on the line with Camden and Hampden Hills. So there's points out there. We talked about this last night. But you have to win the games that are in front of you, and they've won the last two, and hopefully they can make it again tonight.
That look at the standings presented by Levesque Business Solutions, your one-stop source for office equipment or office furniture. It's Levesque Business Solutions. Call 942-2226. Ticket TV coverage is presented in part by Greenaway Equipment Sales, your locally owned John Deere dealer. See the Smith Brothers in Bangor and Ellsworth because nothing runs like a Deere. We're presented by your local family-owned McDonald's, Main Street and Union Street in Bangor, Wilson Street right here in Brewer. Take advantage of great offers like the extra value meals at your local family-owned locations. And we're presented by Hero Sports Grill and Entertainment Center. Whether you're watching some sports at the bar or taking the family out for a great meal and some fun, Heroes is the place to be, the official sports grill of Ticket TV in downtown Bangor and at herosportsgrill.com. As you can hear in the background and across the court from us, the Brewer Band in attendance tonight, fans filing their way into the gymnasium for the senior night contest between the Witches and the Eagles. As we mentioned, Brewer back-to-back wins at Mount Blue, 54-23 on Saturday, and over Brunswick last night, 51-23. Chris, you were on the call of that game.
Yeah, Brewer looked very impressive last night. They moved the ball very well against a Brunswick team that's already sitting in a playoff spot at number 7. It was probably one of the more freeing offensive game plans I've seen Brewer play. They moved the ball very well. They moved their bodies very well to the ball. You got open shots, and it was impressive to watch Brewer play.
Ticket TV coverage also presented in part by the Furniture Gallery. The winter blowout sale happening now with deals to help you refresh your home for less. Visit the Furniture Gallery in Augusta, Bangor, Topsom, and Wyndham for comfort that you'll enjoy all year long. Take another time out, and when we come back, it's a look at the rosters and a little more on the Witches seniors as we make our way towards that ceremony tonight in Brewer on Ticket TV.
Darling's Kia is your #1 Kia dealer in Maine, and we've got something for everyone. Whether you're shopping for an all-wheel drive gas, EV, hybrid, or plug-in hybrid, Darling's Kia has a full lineup to choose from. Plus, enjoy affordable lease programs and other incredible deals on award-winning Kias, all covered by our 10-year or 100,000-mile warranty. The best in the business. The best cars, the best prices, and the best warranty. Shop Darling's Kia. You'll do better at Darling's.
When it comes to repairing or replacing your windshield, Novus is the clear choice in glass repair. Locally owned and operated at 499 Hammond Street, we offer free mobile service in the greater Bangor area, as well as shuttle service during bad weather. We can come to your home, workplace, or anywhere you are. Novus is a preferred service provider by all insurance companies, and we can cover up to $100 of your insurance deductible. Whether it's repairing or replacing your windshield, door glass, mirror, or your rear window glass, you can count on Novus to be where you are when you need us the most. Call Novus today.
Hi, I'm Steve Prey. My father built Prey's Auto Sales on trust, integrity, and dependability. Today, we work hard to carry on those same qualities. Prey's Auto Sales has now grown to 2 locations, which gives you a bigger and better selection to choose from. We have a wonderful service department. They really thoroughly examine every vehicle before we sell it and also maintain your vehicle after the sale. Our financing department works with banks, local credit unions, and alternative financing to help you get in the vehicle of your choice. At Prey's Auto Sales, you don't have to wait for a sale. We offer every day guaranteed lowest price. We really are an extended family of grandparents, parents, kids. Come on out and see us and you'll see why we've been in business for 40 years. Plus, we do free appraisals. Prey's Auto Sales, out of Broadway, Bangor.
Acadia Federal Credit Union keeps you in touch with your money using our mobile app, Acadia Go. Access your account anytime, anywhere. Check balances, transfer funds, pay bills, and even deposit checks with the tap of a button. That's not all. Now with Apple Pay, use your fingerprint to pay for purchases. It's quick and your account information is never shared. Apple Pay is safe and private. Acadia Federal Credit Union. We keep you mobile.
We've got a 100-year-old company here, and it's because of the service, the quality, and the experience. It gets done right.
I think we've been doing it for so long. The only thing that we do, that when we walk into a room, we automatically know how to treat that window. We can take any product that the customer's looking for and make it work in just about any situation that they present us with. So
There's no reason to be overwhelmed when we can help you through it.
we're not going anywhere. We've been around for 100 years.
Nothing runs like a Deere.
And Greenway Equipment Sales makes it easy to keep your John Deere running smoothly year-round. Our mobile maintenance truck will come to you and service most walk-behind and riding lawn equipment right in your yard. Just call or schedule online. Whatever the season, we'll have you tuned up, sharpened up, and geared up to mow or blow whatever Mother Nature dishes up. Contact the Smith Brothers today for service delivered.
Nothing runs like a Deere. From Greenway Equipment Sales, family owned and operated since 1994.
Celebrate store-wide savings at the Furniture Gallery this holiday season. Grand deals in honor of the grand opening of our 4th location in Topsom. Need a new bed? Purchase a king mattress for the price of a queen, or take advantage of 18-month special financing on select mattresses. The Furniture Gallery has just what you need at prices that fit your budget. Enjoy grand opening savings at all 4 locations, and be sure to visit our new store in the Topsom Fair Mall. The best value for your money is always at the Furniture Gallery in Augusta, Bangor, North Windham, and now Topsom.
Welcome back to Brewer, getting ready for tonight's matchup between the Witches and the Eagles on Ticket TV, where our coverage is presented in part by Eastern Maine Community College. At EMCC, every student has a story. Some are just beginning, others starting a new chapter. Wherever you are, your future can start at emcc.edu. Mark Paulette and Chris Hoare along with you tonight for the call of this game, and Chris has his keys to the game.
Yeah, from Messalonskee, we watched Brunswick a little bit last night. Really struggled with Brewer's 2-3 zone. If you're Messalonskee, you got to move the ball against that zone. You got to find the open gaps, and then when you do get open shots, you got to be able to knock them down. Messalonskee is their offense gets started by their defense, so they need to push the pace. They play a full court aggressive man-to-man, player-to-player defense, so they need to push the pace. Make Brewer have to work to get the ball up, see if they can get him to turn it over. For Brewer, you got to be able to handle that pressure. You got to stay connected like they were last night. Everyone has to move and sync together, and then control the glass. If they can control the glass, they get extra opportunities to get extra opportunities at the rim and shoot, get to the foul line. That's a success piece for Brewer.
Chris's keys to the game are presented by Praise Auto Sales. If you're looking for your next ride, Praise on Outer Broadway has you covered. Guaranteed lowest prices every day with no waiting for a sale and over 40 years of trust, integrity, and dependability. Visit PraiseAutoSales.com today. The teams have cleared the floor. They are ready for the pregame ceremony here to honor the seniors. We'll take our final time out of the pregame show, and when we come back, we'll talk through those 4 seniors for the Witches ahead of tonight's game against Messalonskee right here on Ticket TV.
Adventure. It's in our DNA. From cross-country road trips to quiet mornings on Maine lakes. For over 25 years, Harvey RV and Marine has been in the business of bringing big dreams to life. To the 1,000 new adventure lovers that chose us this year, thank you for trusting us, for embracing new friends, and reminding us that in Maine, adventure isn't just what we do, it's who we are. Choose your adventure at Harvey RV and Marine, Outer Broadway, Glenburn.
Any job goes more smoothly and successfully with the right people on your team, like the people at Hammond Lumber Company, where you'll find high-quality building materials from industry-leading suppliers and get expert advice and professional services. Hammond offers timely delivery with their own fleet of trucks, with boom and forklift trucks available. For your next project, get the materials and services you need to succeed from Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
For over 80 years, Seaboard Federal Credit Union has been putting its members first. Founded in 1940, we've grown alongside our communities with branches in Bucksport, Ellsworth, and Herman. We're not a big bank, and we're proud of that. We're member-owned, community-driven, and here to help you build a better financial future. Whether it's saving for a goal, buying your first home, or simply managing everyday life, Seaboard Federal Credit Union, the smart place for your money.
New or used? What's your preference? If you prefer to buy used, it's smart to buy a Toyota certified used vehicle from Down East. Here's why. All vehicles go through a rigorous 160-point inspection. They come with comprehensive and powertrain warranties, a Carfax history report, and 7 years of roadside assistance. Plus, qualified buyers get low new car financing rates. It's true, the best new cars do make the best used cars. For Toyota certified used vehicles, all roads lead to Down East on Wilson Street in Brewer.
Your first car, your first edition, and your first edition. We're here to help with all of life's firsts. Brewer Federal Credit Union. BrewerFCU.org.
Have you tried the new Happy Hour specials at Uno Pizzeria and Grill? Just $6 gets you cheesy garlic bread, mozzarella sticks, buffalo chicken quesadillas, cheeseburger sliders, and much more, Monday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m., 9 to close, and all day Sundays. Don't forget about the dough raiser at Uno's. Schedule a dough raiser for your local fundraiser and earn up to 25% of event sales. Contact your local Uno Pizzeria in Bangor for more details at 725 Stillwater Avenue and place your orders at 947-5000 and unos.com.
Your local professional eco-friendly office space partner is Levesque Business Solutions, your one-stop shop to get the job done. Handling all your office furniture and printing machine needs at an affordable price. Offering full system integration into your workplace and local service on everything we sell. We can even remote monitor your system with just-in-time inventory and service need assessments. Little to no downtime gives you peace of mind. At Levesque Business Solutions, your solution is only an email or a phone call away.
You deserve a clean car. Let the pros at Dean's Detailing renew your vehicle's appearance and protect your auto investment. Enjoy your ride. Dean's gift cards are the perfect fit. Dean'sDetailing.com.
With Maine's largest network of parts, Coastal Auto Parts keeps things moving. If it's got wheels and an engine, we've got the parts to keep it on the road, from work trucks to weekend rides. If it's on the road, we're behind it. At Coastal Auto Parts, we're driven by more than engines. We're powered by the people who count on us. Because serving our community is what keeps us going. Coastal Auto Parts is owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
Back here in Brewer, and there's Jillian Ford getting honored as part of the senior night ceremonies for the Witches. Once again, those four seniors for Brewer: Carmen King, Jillian Ford, Olivia Gilmore, and Gabby Chassie. We'll talk about them a little bit as the team members are being introduced here tonight in Brewer. Carmen King, she was joined out there on the court by her dad, her mom, and her grandparents. How about this, Chris? She's going to be studying criminology at the University of Southern Maine, so stay out of Carmen's way if you're doing anything.
I think her grandfather's a lawyer, so that makes sense.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Olivia Gilmore, she was joined out on the court by her mom, her stepdad, her father, and her grandfather. Falling right in line here. She's going to be going to study pre-law and continue her academic career at law school to become a lawyer.
Yeah, and her mom's a court reporter, so that makes sense too.
Smart couple of seniors here for the Witches. Gabby Chassie. Gabby was joined out there by her mom, her dad, her sister, her brother, and her grandparents. Gabby plans on going to St. Joseph's to continue her athletic career. She'll be playing soccer there and pursue a degree in nursing. Certainly nothing to sneeze at. And finally, Jillian Ford. Jillian was joined on the court by her mom, her dad, her brother, her three brothers, excuse me. A couple of them couldn't make it tonight, but Jillian plans on attending a post-secondary school to pursue her basketball career and continue that at the collegiate level. Witches starters now being introduced here to the home crowd. And all four of those seniors in the lineup tonight, along with the junior, number 10, Abby Flagg.
Please welcome our game officials this evening.
Tonight's coverage on Ticket TV brought to you in part by Quirk Auto Group. With the Maine weather getting chilly, make sure you're ready with a reliable truck or SUV from Quirk Motor City in Bangor. We'll take one final time out, and we're back for the tip on Ticket TV right after this.
Share the love at Quirk Subaru. Lease a Crosstrek for just $399 per month, or save over $4,500 on Outback Touring XT. Supporting local organizations that make a difference in the greater Bangor region. It's your Subaru. Find it at Quirk.
It's time for a reset. McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Extra value meals are back, only at McDonald's.
Hello, Maine. This is Steve McKay. It's a wintry mix out there, but pockets of orange are standing out against the white blanket of snow throughout the state. Next Home Experience is listing and selling homes just like yours. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience.
You've always known what you wanted, no matter how far down the road it looked. We're here to help you get there. Brewer Federal Credit Union. BrewerFCU.org.
Share the love at Quirk Subaru. Lease a Crosstrek for just $399 per month, or save over $4,500 on Outback Touring XT. Supporting local organizations that make a difference in the greater Bangor region. It's your Subaru. Find it at Quirk.
And with that, we're ready for some basketball tonight in Brewer. How about that for tonight's edition of the National Anthem? A little electric guitar from
a little Jimi Hendrix rendition,
yeah.
Left-handed as well.
Well, Brewer High School edition tonight for the seniors. Once again, Carmen King, Jillian Ford, Olivia Gilmore, Gabby Chassie. They're all in the starting lineup along with Abby Flagg. We'll get you the Messalonskee starters here in just a moment as we are making our way towards the tip. You can see right there in the Brewer huddle the coaches. They've got all the 4 seniors on their shirts tonight. Brewer trying to make it 3 wins in a row here at the end of the season. Back-to-back wins over Mount Blue and Brunswick coming into tonight. And for the Messalonskee Eagles, 3 wins to their credit this season as well. They have picked up 2 wins over Mount Blue, as well as a win over Oxford Hills. We gave you the 5 for the Witches. Chris, do you have the Messalonskee starters out there tonight?
I do. Number 2, Sophia Ventimiglia. Number 3, Ella Hansen. Number 5, Leah Adams. Number 13, Addie Hafford. And number 15, Reagan Gale.
Ticket TV coverage brought to you in part by Northeast Driving School, the leader in driver training since 1969. Register for driver's ed courses at Greater Bangor's #1 driving school. The opening tip is, well, all over the place. It was initially won by Brewer, knocked off a Witch, took a deflection along the way, and went out of bounds to Messalonskee.
I think Olivia Gilmore tried to convince Hawk Anderson that it was Brewer's ball, and he originally pointed to Brewer and then looked better at it, and it was blue ball.
Almost successful there.
That's her already trying her law skills.
There you go.
The act of persuasion.
Messalonskee getting into their offensive set. Trying to go inside, now whipping it down across the baseline. An open mid-range jumper is cashed in. Sophia Ventimiglia with their first 2 of the night.
The lone senior that starts for them. She's played there for a while. She's a experienced player from Messalonskee.
Gilmore down low.
And Messalonskee starting out in a 2-3 zone.
Ford passes off to Flagg as Brewer trying to find an avenue into that zone. Ford drops the shoulder, gets all the way to the baseline, then runs into a little bit of trouble, has to pop it out to Chassie. Resetting out top as Flagg goes around the perimeter. Ford gets a bump at the top of the key, and there's the game's first foul. Our coverage tonight brought to you in part by Dean's Detailing. For over 5 decades, Dean's has been Maine's auto detailing leader. You can renew your vehicle's appearance and protect your auto investment. Feel good and look good in a clean, shiny car, and book your appointment at deansdetailing.com. Flagg brings it into Gilmore, now has it back. Ford with a look at the basket, starts the drive. Her leaner won't go. King's there for the loose ball rebound, but her pass into the interior tipped. Flags there for the retrieval. Gilmore passes off to Ford, which is patient. Flagg had a mind of shooting, but then starts the dribble move. Back here with flag as we approach 2 minutes gone in this first quarter. A lengthy opening possession here for the Witches. Right now, Chris, this Messalonskee zone is like an iron curtain that the Witches just can't get through. So Ford will try to shoot over the top of it. Comes up short. Another rebound there for King, getting the start tonight on senior night. Messalonskee trying to save the ball in play, and they do so right in front of their bench.
Yeah, and some of the film I've watched on Messalonskee, which I'll be honest wasn't a whole lot, was a full pressure player-to-player defense, and maybe that's what Brewer was expecting as well, and to have a team come out and play something different kind of throws you for a loop there in the beginning.
Great move there down low is Addie Hafford scoring around Ford. There's an interception at the top. Brewer trying to take it back, but the interceptor, Regan Gale, back on it, the freshman.
And the other part that happens on these nights that are like this, the senior nights, it takes a little bit for you to, if you're the home team that's running the senior night, get out of that mindset too. You have a game to play at the end of it.
Witches might be stuck in that right now is another unforced error, a giveaway, but they'll be bailed out here as Hafford got the feet moving a little too quickly. Madison O'Donnell checks into the game as Carmen King takes a seat, grabbing a couple of rebounds in her 3+ minutes out there on senior night. 4-zip Eagles here. And O'Donnell has that go right through the hands. Just a case of taking the eyes off the basketball, thinking about that first move before securing the pass. Messalonskee trying to lob it into the interior, and it's taken away. Ford jumping into the passing lane as it poked free from behind. Nice job by the transition defense of the Eagles catching up there.
Yeah, it was Ventimiglia chasing her down from behind and getting a nice slap to kick it out of bounds.
Flag trying to bring it in some trouble. Just gets it into Chassie, holding the ball high in the corner. Inside to Gilmore, now back out to Gabby. Gabby trying to get through a couple of defenders, and the eye test just told you there had to be an extra step somewhere in there.
Yeah, and what happens sometimes when you play against zones, and it happens a lot, is you end up dribbling too much through it, and that's kind of what Brewer's going through right now. You see a lot of dribbling across the top and then trying to dribble through gaps instead of reversing the ball and dribbling to open gaps.
Messalonskee coming into tonight has dropped their last 2 games. That snapped a 2-game win streak that they had as Addie Hafford, a nice little finger roll for her second bucket of the night.
Yeah, and Messalonskee on their end on the offensive side against Brewers 2-3 zones, keeping it simple. It's 1, 2, 3 passes, and then they're in the open spot and they're getting open shots.
Ford tries to attack that zone, going strong down the lane, got the shot up, couldn't connect with anything, and then Chassie gets fouled on her follow. Gabby Chassie heading to the line, trying to get the first point on the board tonight for the Witches, just beyond the midway point of this opening quarter. Get a DQ treat today, Dairy Queen on Broadway in Bangor. Coverage tonight also presented by Next Home Experience, the market leader. Get looped and get sold. Second one on the way for Chassie. She misses them both, so Brewer still waiting for the first points. O'Donnell with the offensive rebound, but Wild on the putback attempt. Here comes Messalonskee streaking up the court. Ventimiglia might have dribbled it off the top of her foot, and it's a takeaway by the Witches. Gilmore bounces back to Ford. She'll take a deep 3 from straight on. It's offline. Bouncing out of play. Chassie stepping on the end line there before trying to save it. Tanner Ross doesn't like what she's seeing. She calls a timeout. 3:31 remaining here in the first quarter. Just a 30-second timeout. So we'll keep it right here, and I'll tell you about Casella. Good pay, good people, good life. Find your place at powerofhardwork.com. So, Chris, you've identified kind of what the issue is with the Witches here through the first 4.5 minutes of the contest, 4 minutes and 29 seconds of the contest. How do you get out of it? What's the solution?
Well, I think Coach Ross is going over that right now. She's had her clipboard in her hand for the last minute and a half as she was trying to figure out where she's going to position people during this timeout. Ball movement, that's the biggest thing. You're not going to be able to dribble through a zone just from the start because the zone's already set up. They're in their position to begin with. So you need to move the ball to move the defense. And once the defense moves, it opens up gaps. So you got to outpace the defense directionally. Defensively, Brewer just has to get back, and they got to be aware of where Messalonskee putting their players against their zone defense. And then once the ball gets to that person, they need to close out quickly, just like you would play in man-to-man.
Back underway here in Brewer. Eagles with the basketball. Ventimiglia receives the pass around midcourt. Gale, the freshman, the double team comes for her, so she gets it back to the lone senior. Ventimiglia into the corner.
You see Brewer already being a little more aggressive on the ball.
Out of bounds, deep down in the corner there, and a turnover to the Witches. Flag jogs up court with the basketball. Gilmore at the free throw line. Ventimiglia close on her. Shooting over the top is Ford. Can't connect. And one and done trip for the Witches as Hafford has the board. Flag too aggressive there on the closeout. Bumping Gale. That'll be the the second team foul against the Witches here in the first. No, teams first. They were quick on the draw. Double substitution for the Eagles. Ruby Stubbert, the other freshman on their squad, into the game.
You see Messalonskee running a little bit different against the zone. Ball moves 1-2 seconds in the hand, then the ball moves.
Quick passing by the Eagles. They get it down low. Stubbert drop-off pass. It was a good dish. They couldn't get the finish. The freshman has the rebound, trying to muscle it up there, and the ball falls off iron.
The other thing to mention is Messalonskee's not small. They have some size, too, that can come with it. And Brewer's a little bit taller on the back end, so it's a good matchup down underneath.
Olivia Gilmore, the first made field goal of the night for the Witches. She had her back to the basket, just turned around and threw up a line drive. It caught glass and iron on the way through. O'Donnell nearly taking the ball away on the interior. Loose basketball bounces to Gilmore. She's got to get around a couple of Eagles in the backcourt, and now dishes off to Flag right on the timeline. 90 seconds and counting left in this first quarter. Ford bounces to Chassie on the baseline, gets it back, trapped in the interior, but gets the shot to fall. Count it, and one. Jill Ford, a chance for a three-point play off the feed from Chassie.
And that offensive possession was what Brewer did so well last night. The ball got moved to the winger of the corner, and the girl who passed it immediately cut, and she was open. And that's open against his zone, and that's exactly what happened there. He threw it to the open spot.
Free throw falls offside rim, and Stubbert has the rebound. Yeah, that was actually the play of the game that I saw last night, a little give and go. I think it was Gilmore and Chassie working it to perfection right down here off to our right where the Eagles are attacking. Stubbert had her shot blocked, got it back off the save deflection. Here's a jumper up and a long two knocked down by Hafford. She's had a good first quarter, the junior with 6 of Messalonskee's 8.
Yeah, she's very comfortable inside the box there. From the elbow to the block, she scored.
O'Donnell in the corner for the Witches inside the final minute here of the opening quarter. Ford bounces to Chassie, baseline jumper, too strong, and a rebound pops to Hafford.
And where Gabby caught the ball there on that spot, that's the killer spot against the zone, that short corner spot, because you can do so much. You're sort of behind the defense. You got to make the bottom player have to turn their back to the front side of the offense, and you lose track of players that way.
Once again, quick passing by the Eagles leads to an open jumper, and Hanson, the junior, her first 2 of the night.
I think Messalonskee scored 2 or 3 baskets from that same spot on their offensive end.
We have found the soft spot in the Brewer defense. That pass too tall for O'Donnell. Out of play with 15 seconds left in the quarter. So it was 6 in a row for Messalonskee to open the game. Brewer scored the next 4. The Eagles have bounced back with back-to-back baskets as that inbounds pass is knocked out of play. 2.2 seconds come off the clock.
Yeah, Brewer extending their pressure a little bit here into the backcourt.
Into the front court with 9 seconds. They get it over, and a three in the air. Line drive shot comes up empty. Ventimiglia with the rebound. Here's a shot to beat the buzzer. Catches rim. That follow won't go. And after one, it's Messalonskee with the 10-4 lead over the Witches here in Brewer. Don't go anywhere. Second quarter up next on Ticket TV.
With Maine's largest network of parts, Coastal Auto Parts keeps things moving. If it's got wheels and an engine, we've got the parts to keep it on the road. From work trucks to weekend rides. If it's on the road, we're behind it. At Coastal Auto Parts, we're driven by more than engines. We're powered by the people who count on us. Because serving our community is what keeps us going. Coastal Auto Parts is owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
Back here in Brewer, where the Eagles lead the Witches 10-4 as we get ready for the start of the second quarter on Ticket TV. Coverage brought to you in part by Dairy Queen Old Town. You can head to Dairy Queen in Old Town and try the Crispy Onion Cheeseburger Meal Deal, a juicy cheeseburger topped with crispy onions served with fries, a drink, and a small sundae. Find it at 613 Stillwater Avenue in Old Town. The Witches opening up the second with some authority. Gabby Chassie from long range.
That's a good way to start the quarter.
They cut the deficit in half from 6-3. Ventimiglia in the corner for Messalonskee. Now attacks the baseline, runs into a couple Brewer defenders. Her bounce pass into the interior gets tied up, though the possession arrow will keep it down here with the blue team. Tonight's coverage also brought to you in part by Hillside Athletics. They're passionate about sports and feature cutting-edge equipment to help you better your game. Visit hillsideathletics.com for a full list of equipment, services, and training packages. Ventimiglia bouncing it into the interior. Pass nearly picked off, and then it rolls all the way out up near midcourt, going back to the Witches. Ford hands to Chassie. Gilmore at the right elbow, bouncing it. With some pace behind that pass, and the down low to O'Donnell. She gets tied up, and after having that call down at the other end of the court, we'll now keep the basketball down here.
Yeah, Brewers in a much different offensive structure now. They have a girl up top, a girl on the wing, and then they have Gilmore parked at the foul line and a girl on the baseline, which is O'Donnell, so they can triangulate the Messalonskee defense and outnumber them.
Eagles were breaking with numbers there as Gabby Chassie took that inbounds pass right off the face, got a hand up there and deflected it off of her. The Witches, the four of them playing transition defense. A nice job of getting back. Hafford with the offensive rebound, and she gets whacked by Ford. Chance to add to her total of 6 so far tonight.
She's been tough inside so far.
Witches foul at number 21. Jillian Ford, her first, team.
The downfall of playing the zone is it's tough to rebound out of if you're the defense.
Little mini jumper comes up empty on the first for Hafford. Winter storms are blitzing in. Don't let your power get sacked. Call Dakota and Man Generator Services for expert installation and rock-solid maintenance. They keep the lights on and the heat rolling. Call 951-4668. Power you can count on. Hafford now with 7 after splitting the pair. Equaling the Brewer total as they feed it down low to O'Donnell. Her first attempt gets blocked. She kicks out to Ford. It takes one big dribble in. Free throw line jumper rattles its way out, and the Eagles are called for a traveling violation, trying to get the rebound out of there. Leah Adams tied up.
It's a simple offensive set, and Brewers doing a good job executing out of it. They just got to be able to get a shot up when the ball goes to that baseline.
Empty trip for the Witches off a quick catch and shoot inbound 3 attempt. Messalonskee in some trouble here with a loose ball in the backcourt. They have yet to cross the timeline. They do now. Inside go the Eagles. Send it the other way off a travel.
That little hook play.
Oh, was it? I was screened out by our monitor here.
Yeah. Adams tried in her post move, the old NBA hook, tried to peel herself around her. And
get a little leverage trying to turn the corner.
Yeah.
11-7 here, 2 minutes into the second quarter in Brewer. Senior night for the Witches. Ford skips it over to Chassie. 2 of the 4 seniors. Gilmore, another one of them.
Brewer's got good ball movement now.
Starting to employ. I was just thinking that same thing. Some of the quick passing and then the reflexes there instinctively. Chassie tries to save the ball and it rolls off her hands out of play.
That was one of the things we talked about last night, how well against Brunswick Brewer did skipping the ball. They're so strong they can make cross-court passes really easy as Hafford makes another 2.
Banker gets her up to 9 of the 13 for the Eagles tonight. So she's single-handedly outscoring the Witches right now. As we approach 10.5 minutes into this contest. Give and go between Chassie and Ford. Ford brings it all the way around the baseline. Gilmore spins away from one defender. O'Donnell, a mid-range jumper. There you go.
O'Donnell's got a pretty quick release. That ball gets her hands and it doesn't take long for it to get redirected back at the hoop. Just got a nice soft touch.
Sophomore with her first 2 of the night as the Eagles get it inside to Hafford. Up on the rim, it falls off. The follow, count it, and 1. Leah Adams, a chance at a 3-point play.
Witches foul, number 35, Madison O'Donnell. Her first, team second. Leah Adams shooting 1. Returning for the Eagles.
If you're in the mood for mouthwatering pizza or Italian food made from fresh ingredients, try Angela's Pizzeria in Bangor and in Hamden. We get a 60-second timeout on the court. We will take it as well and be back at Brewer right after this message from our sponsors.
The hands-on experience is such a crucial part of education, period.
The faculty are incredible. They work so hard to make sure that all their students have what they need to succeed.
There's all kind of opportunities, and I'm just very grateful knowing that I have a job lined up full-time when I graduate, and that is all thanks to coming to Hudson.
Share the love at Quirk Subaru. Lease a Crosstrek for just $399 per month, or save over $4,500 on Outback Touring XT. Supporting local organizations that make a difference in the greater Bangor region. It's your Subaru. Find it at Quirk.
Back here in Brewer, 15-9 is the score. Messalonskee with the advantage. Tanner Ross trying to ice Leah Adams before she attempts to complete this 3-point play at the line. Sophomore pounds the basketball. A free throw is up and good. 7-point lead for the Eagles. Ford will try a 3. Too much behind it and a rebound to Hafford. It's been a good response here by Messalonskee after the Witches chipped away at this thing to start the second quarter. Hafford out top, fakes away her defender, gets up a quick shot. It's offline, but the freshman with the rebound. Stubbert has it back down low. Now out top.
That's one of the things that Messalonskee's done well so far is they've done a good job rebounding offensively, getting second chance opportunities against this Brewer defense.
Gale along the baseline. Her pass is taken away. Brewer with the steal under the basket. Flag sprinting into the front court. Now bending back so the Witches can start their offense. Chassie inside. Gilmore gets rejected, but O'Donnell's right there to clean it up. Jill Ford with the basketball around a screen, puts up a three. It's offline. She knew it, tried to follow the shot, and briefly got her hands on it over there in the corner. Actually keeps the basketball down at this end with Brewer.
Yeah, she knew it instantly. As soon as it left her hand, she started chasing it down.
Flag to bring it in along the baseline. 3:42 remaining here in the first half. She gets it into Gilmore. Returns it to Flag in the corner. Over to O'Donnell for an angle. Three, nothing but net. You just mentioned it a couple of minutes ago, Chris. Quick catch and shoot release from Madison O'Donnell, and it leads to three right there.
Yeah, it doesn't take her long to make up her mind what she's going to do when she gets the ball. And a lot of times I think it's made up before she gets it.
Eagles by 4 and with the basketball. Trying to lob it inside.
Wow,
they get it in there. I don't know. Somehow.
That just barely cleared her hands.
Over the outstretched arms of the Brewer defender and into the waiting hands of Adams for two. Leah Adams with a quick 5 here in the second quarter. Messalonskee by 6. 3 minutes until the half. Ford whips into the corner. Chassie high arcing three right down through the net. That's her second triple here in the second quarter.
That's her shot. That corner three is a shot she shoots very well.
Brewer drilled a three at the start of the quarter to get the deficit down to 3. And they just did so again here as Gilmore almost a steal, but had to dribble through one too many Eagle defenders. A long two from Hafford catches side rim, and O'Donnell trying to clear the rebound, though tied up by a couple Eagle defenders. And one of them is going to get called for the foul.
They don't really talk about this at the high school level as much, but that's the worst shot in basketball. I think you've probably heard that one before. That 19-foot-8 shot where your foot's on the three-point line when you shoot it. You couldn't move back an inch, but a lot of that's just having awareness.
O'Donnell down low to Gilmore, and the Witches are within 1.
That's the other thing you get once the ball goes to the baseline. You get the girl at the foul line to dive down to the open spot.
Timeout called by Meso head coach Kelly Anderson. Just a 30-second timeout, so we'll hold it right here. 2:10 remaining in the first half, and her team clinging to a 1-point lead at the moment. Quality Automotive in Brewer is where you can take advantage of reliable service with expert care. From routine maintenance to major repairs, their team keeps your vehicle running right. Experience the Quality Automotive difference at 13 Abbott Street in Brewer. Visit qualityautomotiveme.com. Uno Pizzeria and Grill is located at 725 Stillwater Avenue in Bangor. Great food, great drinks, great vibes. And for takeouts, call 947-5000 or visit unos.com. And while you're out that direction, check out Greater Bangor's favorite hometown theater for over 40 years. It would be Bangor Mall Cinemas, featuring luxury recliners and an upgraded food menu. Find showtimes and reserve your seat at yourneighborhoodtheater.com. Well, basketball is a game of streaks. That's how this one has gone. Nothing big in either way, but 5 or 6 points at a time. One team will score, followed by the other team. Right now, the last 5 belong to Messalonskee. As that mid-range jumper won't fall, and Ford got whacked across the back as she went up for the board.
Yeah, and I'm sure Coach Anderson and the Messalonskee Eagles didn't think they were going to come in and run away with the game the way it started. And probably, I'm sure, during the timeout and during the quarter break, Coach Anderson was telling her team, this is far from over, and Brewers is a good team. They're going to make a comeback, so just stay calm and don't get ahead of ourselves.
That's 2 against Hafford, as their leading scorer has to take a seat. Chassie finds Gilmore, mid-range jumper over the closeout defender.
Great adjustments by Brewer in their offense. They're moving to open spots now, and they're making the right passes, and they're knocking down the shots when they do get the open shots.
It's Amiglia trying to force the issue at the other end, loses the basketball at a play off the drum set over there, and back to the Witches. Inside the final 90 here in the first half. Gilmore with a handoff to Ford, who then gets bumped right around the timeline. Ventimiglia was trying to force her back near the backcourt.
Yeah, they jumped out in a switch when the ball came back the other direction, and they're going to call that every time when you jump out and you reach at the same time. You're better off just jumping out and squaring up and maybe taking the charge or getting a charge call.
And that was team foul number 4 against the Eagles. So next one will put the Witches at the line, all alone off the inbound. Well, there was a reason for that. An illegal screen set by Olivia Gilmore led to Jill Ford being completely alone in the paint.
Yeah, it was a good idea on the play. Messalonskee had changed to a player-to-player defense, and it set up perfectly for that back screen to Ford streaking from three-point line, but movement on the screen caused the offensive foul.
Ford slaps the basketball out of play. Long, dangerous inbound, knocked away and stolen by O'Donnell. Madison to the hoop, can't get it to fall. Gilmore grabs the offensive rebound and gets fouled.
We talk a lot about it a lot in these broadcasts with the Brewer games. Gilmore is always around the ball.
She is just right there. Any loose ball situation, Olivia Gilmore on the spot. First free throw right down through the net. Tonight's coverage brought to you in part by Premium Choice Broadband, family-owned and locally operated, offering affordable high-speed internet across Maine for over a decade. When you call, you get a live person because to them, your family. You can learn more at PremiumChoiceBroadband.com. And when disaster strikes, leaks, water damage, or major messes, call Resto Pros. Cleanup, rebuilds, insurance coordination. They serve Bangor, Brewer, Ellsworth, Newport, and beyond. Call 292-5969. Witches by 2 inside the final minute here of the first half. Ventimiglia almost lost the basketball on her shoulder. Somehow got it down low. Adams couldn't get the shot to fall the first time, but was able to follow it on the second attempt, and she has 7 in the quarter.
Yeah, Coach Ross is trying to figure out how that dribble was legal.
O'Donnell's
Can't blame her on that one.
3 in the corner comes up empty. A double team comes for Gale, who goes down to the court, and that is going to be a 4th foul against the Witches.
Gilmore's second, too.
Ventimiglia trying to get around everybody to the baseline with the reverse, got rejected by the underside of the rim. Into the waiting arms of Gilmore. She crosses half court with 14 seconds left. Over to Flag in the corner. Chassie whips it down low. O'Donnell turns, gets rejected, has it back with 5 seconds. Kick out to Ford, 3 in the air, offline. And that's how the first half will come to a close. After 16 minutes here in Brewer, the Witches 20, the Eagles 20. Don't go anywhere. Our halftime show comes your way next on Ticket TV.
Get looped, get sold with Next Home Experience.
Sometimes life is a cluttered mess, but your car doesn't have to be. At Dean's Detailing, we have a variety of packages that will make your car look new again. Change your outlook. Book your appointment now at deansdetailing.com.
Every day is a Carhartt day. From the lecture hall to the lab, hard work pays off. And whether we're perfecting our designs or just kicking back, we do it in style. Carhartt style. Carhartt from Miller's Workshop in Brewer.
Share the love at Quirks Subaru. Lease a Crosstrek for just $399 per month. Or save over $4,500 on Outback Touring XT. Supporting local organizations that make a difference in the greater Bangor region. It's your Subaru. Find it at Quirk.
Welcome back to Brewer. We are at the half between the Witches and the Eagles, tied at 20 in this girls Class A basketball matchup. And you can see the Brewer Witches right there huddled at the bench here at the half. Chris said they did that last night as well. It turned out to be a victory for Brewer, so why not run it back tonight?
Yeah, basketball can be a superstitious sport as well, so that if it worked last night, you might as well do it again tonight.
Keep it going. We open up this halftime with a shot of our University of Maine fan cam. Ticket TV, presented in part by University of Maine Sports. If you want to be part of the game day excitement up in Orono, go to goblackbears.com/tickets. All right, let's open up this halftime show, as we always do, with the first half highlights presented by Next Home Experience. 20-20 after the opening 16 minutes here on Ticket TV. It was 10-4 after the first quarter. Brewer found the scoring touch there in the second. Here you see Messalonskee getting out to a quick start in this game. They scored the first 6 points. Brewer responded with 4. As I mentioned, they had that 10-4 lead at the end of 1, and it's kind of how the first half went. Messalonskee would score 6, Brewer would score 4 or 5 in a row. The Eagles would grab a couple of buckets, Brewer would get 2 or 3, and just back and forth we went, leading to a tie at the intermission.
Yeah, I would say the second half of, well, maybe the later end of the first quarter into the second quarter, Brewer started to find their game a little bit, and you could see they're starting to work away at Messalonskee. But you're right, Messalonskee did a good job of weathering that and just scoring enough here and there to stay from getting Brewer to take over the lead. But Brewer started to feel their game.
Three right there, kind of got the Witches in motion. That was 7 seconds into the second quarter. Gabby Chassie knocking down the 3 after Brewer managed just the 4 points in the first. Gilmore doing a lot of hard work on the interior. O'Donnell, who came off the bench tonight with Brewer starting the 4 seniors on senior night. Carmen King grabbing a couple of rebounds in the opening 3 minutes. And then Madison O'Donnell, the sophomore off the bench, coming up with a couple of big buckets there as Brewer narrowed the deficit in the second.
Yeah, they started to get much better looks because they weren't trying to dribble through the defense. There was more passing.
Inch perfect pass right there over the top by Regan Gale, freshman for the Eagles. Feeding it down low to Leah Adams.
Chassie had a couple big threes there for Brewer from that corner.
Yeah, helping the Witches shoot their way back into this ball game with 3 threes in the second. Chassie had 2 of them, O'Donnell with the other.
Gilmore again, always around the ball.
Always there with the cleanup work is Olivia Gilmore. She would earn a couple of free throws, hit one of them. And once again, that's Adams coming up big in the second quarter for Messalonskee. Fans tonight being serenaded by the Brewer Band across the way. Time now for your first half recap. For the Eagles, they're led by a game-high 9 points from Addie Hafford. 6 of those coming in the first quarter. Leah Adams stepped up with 7, all 7 coming in the second. And then 2 points apiece for Sophia Ventimiglia and Ella Hansen for their total of 20. For the Witches, 4 scorers as well. 7 from Olivia Gilmore, 6 for Gabby Chassie, 5 for Madison O'Donnell, and 2 for Jill Ford for their total of 20. Ticket TV coverage brought to you in part by Bangor Window Shade and Drapery, offering custom blinds, shades, drapery, and outdoor awnings. Bangor Window Shade at 105 Main Street in Bangor. Also brought to you by Novus Auto Glass. You can give them a call today at 945-6688 to get your windshield repaired or replaced. Also tonight on Ticket TV up in Herman, it is the Hawks hosting the MDI Trojans. First time those two teams met this year, Chris. It went to triple overtime down on the island. The Hawks handing MDI their lone loss of the season back in the middle of December. So MDI looking for a little revenge tonight in that matchup at the top of the Class B boys standings. The rest of this week, we got a doubleheader tomorrow night. You and I will be at the Cross Center for the Eagles and the John Baptist Crusaders. Also a game at Hamden Academy where the Broncos host Mount Ararat. And then on Saturday, back here for some boys basketball where the Brewer Witches host Oxford Hills. A look at our upcoming broadcast schedule. We need to take a timeout, and then we're back here for the start of the third quarter. Messalonskee and Brewer tied at 20 on Ticket TV.
Share the love at Quirk Subaru. Lease a Crosstrek for just $399 per month, or save over $4,500 on Outback Touring XT. Supporting local organizations that make a difference in the greater Bangor region. It's your Subaru. Find it at Quirk.
Now open, Darling's Ford Commercial Vehicle Center, 80 Haskell Road in Bangor. Servicing almost all makes and models of medium and heavy-duty trucks and RVs, from half-tons to vehicles weighing up to 75,000 pounds. Our factory-trained technicians and dedicated service bays are here to keep your wheels on the road. Schedule service now at darlingsford.com. Call 992-1691 or stop in today. You'll do better at Darlings.
You deserve a clean car. Let the pros at Dean's Detailing renew your vehicle's appearance and protect your auto investment. Enjoy your ride. Dean's gift cards are the perfect fit. Dean'sDetailing.com.
Carhartt, clothing that works as hard as you do. We've got it. Miller's Workshop, for brands that work.
Back here in Brewer, getting ready for the second half, just about 90 seconds away. Messalonskee, we're still waiting for them to come out of the locker room. Brewer went through their half right there on the bench, so they are out here and ready to get the third quarter underway on Ticket TV, where coverage is brought to you in part by Union Street Towing. They've been serving the greater Bangor area for over 40 years. With towing, flatbed recovery, lockouts, and jump starts, fully licensed and insured. Give them a call at 942-4200. And Sweet Frog is your go-to basketball season treat. Before or after the game, visit 878 Sweet Bee, Stillwater Avenue in Bangor for froyo, ice cream, and all your favorite toppings. Sweet Frog, where sweet creations always score. Let's show you the school profiles now, beginning with the visitors, making the trip up from Messalonskee, Oakland, Maine. And Chris, tell us all about it.
Enrollment 720, athletic director Chad Foy, principal Scott Hallett. School mascot, the Eagles. Do you know, in the 19th century, outlets from the Belgrade Lakes supplied water power from the four sawmills, grist mills, and small factories, helping towns like Oakland and Belgrade develop industries such as woolen mills and tool manufacturing. I didn't know any of that.
But
makes sense, though.
You were right there on the scene with the knowledge.
You threw me for a loop there, Mark. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Here's Brewer High School, and I think you can speak a little more about Brewer from heart.
Brewer High School enrollment 704. Athletic director David Arterback, principal Brent Slolokowski, school mascot the Witches. And do you know, or did you know, remnants from the 1779 Penobscot expedition, a failed American naval operation during the Revolutionary War, remain embedded in the Penobscot River near Brewer. These artifacts occasionally become visible at low tide. You know, I've seen certain things at low tide, different, I'd say, lumber and different things like that. I'm not sure I've really seen any artifacts, but maybe I haven't been looking in the right spots.
You can find some interesting things in the Penobscot at certain times. Second half underway here in Brewer. Messalonskee with the basketball. They led for much of the first half, but now find themselves tied at 20.
My speech was a little more slurred due to the 2 mints I'm chewing at the same time.
I did toss that over to you right after you threw the mints in the mouth. That one's on me. Granted, I also have one in the cheek right now, so that's why I tossed it your way. Foul here on the court. Going to the Witches. Actually, just a tie-up, I guess, was the call. Massive humanity down on the court. And Brewer with their first possession of the second half.
Now, Messalonskee, as you noted, took a long time in that halftime. They used basically every second that they could. So we'll see what kind of adjustments that halftime took, or they made, I should say.
Neither team really warmed up for the second half, did they? Because Brewer was out here the whole time, but didn't do all that much.
They shot a little bit, but not a ton.
And Messalonskee, like you mentioned, coming right out at the end of it. Traveling violation there, going against Hafford. She looked a little confused at the call, and Coach Anderson wants a quick 30-second timeout. not liking the way that the first 54 seconds went for her Eagles.
And she looked like she was trying to go like a high-low situation where most of Messalonskee was above the foul line, and they had Adams inside on a isolation against, I think it was Chassis, and they were trying to go over the top to her, but she had Ford guarding her, which is a tough person to throw over with Ford's size. So Hafford really didn't have many places to go because Brewer had marked up the rest of the Messalonskee offense.
Auto Radiator Services has been serving the greater Bangor area for over 50 years. Maintenance, repairs, and specialty services like remote car starters. Give them a call at 942-4554. You can visit 568 Hammond Street in Bangor. Still in search of our first points here in the second half. Brewer with their second go at it. Flag out top, guarded by Ventimiglia to Gilmore. Forward into the corner. Quick passing by the Witches. They want to get it down low to O'Donnell. That was cut off, so they skip it over to Flag. O'Donnell gets it in the corner. Her jumper comes up empty. Gilmore, guess who, with the offensive rebound, and her outlet picked off right into the hands, that time, of Reagan Gale. Quickly up court with it come the Eagles. They get it down low to Jones, who gets the shot rejected by Ford, gets the loose ball back. Ventimiglia's jumper comes up empty of everything, and the Witches running the other way. Flag head down all the way to the hoop and has that shot taken right out of her hands. Forcing it at the other end goes Gale. She gets tied up, and it goes off her out of bounds.
I think those were the fastest two possessions of the game so far.
Back and forth. Nothing resulting at either end.
Every now and then I catch the two balloons on the Brewer bench out of the corner of my eye, and I think someone's running onto the court.
Yeah, it throws me off, too. I think there's a loose basketball or something happening down there with the balloons at either end of that Brewer bench. Flag has the basketball poked free by Ventimiglia. And then dribbles it off her foot. Ventimiglia picks it up, passes it ahead. Gale has it across the way to Jones, who was a little sped up and lost the basketball out of play under the basket. We got another timeout on the floor, and this time it's Tana Ross not liking what she's seeing out there. 2 minutes and 19 seconds into the second half. Tana's calling her team over. Still looking for the first points here in the third quarter. Ticket TV coverage brought to you tonight in part by the Back Alley Bar and Grill. If you're hungry after the game, visit the Back Alley Bar and Restaurant at the Family Fun Bowling Center, 15 Hilder Street in Bangor, or online at thebackalleyrestaurant.com. Things a little sloppy out there at both ends here to start off the third quarter.
And Messalonskee's picked up the defensive pressure a little bit on the Brewer guards, and this is kind of what you talked about prior to the game and the keys. Could Brewer handle the pressure? And it's not that they can't handle it, it's just I don't think they were expecting Messalonskee, who played zone the beginning of the game, to come out in their zone and put more pressure.
Flag has it at the top. Her pass poked into the backcourt, so she's able to go back there to retrieve it. Forward across the way, Chassis able to retrieve the basketball and whips it inside to Gilmore. Two big steps down the lane. Her shot off the window, and the rebound controlled by Jones.
Yeah, you can already see that their defensive pressure is pushing Brewer away from the hoop, and they're forcing them to make longer passes, which you don't want to have to do when you're playing a zone offense.
That pass to no one in particular. Picked off by Olivia Gilmore. She goes baseball style up into the front court. Has it back here from Flag, an up fake at the left elbow. Now O'Donnell.
A seam pass to Gronk there.
That really was right up the numbers. Jumper by Chassis, no. Gilmore's follow falls off. Adams with the rebound, and she's able to wrap it around to Ventimiglia. Ventimiglia bouncing it off. Going up for two is Hafford, a little short the first time. Second effort, saved inbounds by Jones. Gilmore off and running the other direction. There's a lot happening on the court right now, but not a lot that I would classify as basketball.
No, both teams are getting good looks. They just can't make a basket right now, and that's it. Part of that is the pace is picked up. Everything that they're doing is a lot quicker, not necessarily better being quicker.
Yeah, it's almost like everything's just a split too quick or out in front of where they're trying to get it. It's just sped up a little bit right now.
Messalonskee's working hard and getting Brewer to turn it over, and then they're taking that speed that they're playing on defense and using it on the offensive end, which they don't want to do.
Brewer trying to bring it in again from the baseline. Flags pass, tipped. Ford had to go down to the court to keep it alive, and then O'Donnell got fouled on her take. And she'll have a chance at the first points here the third quarter, 3 minutes and 45 seconds into it.
Eagles foul on number 5, Leah Adams, her second, team second. Maddie O'Donnell, shooting 2.
O'Donnell with 5 points in the second quarter. Off a 2 and a 3. Her first trip to the line tonight, and the first one comes up empty. Visit American-made Home Goods Works at 36 Springer Drive in Bangor's Rennie Plaza, featuring handcrafted USA-made products from all 50 states. American-made Home Goods Works, where American-made matters. She knocks down the second, and the Witches, the first point on the board here in the second half. They have the 21-20 lead.
Yeah, and Brewers picked up full court, player.
Ventimiglia handing off here. Hafford returns it to the freshman Gale. Gale tries to go down low. The deflection gets to Hafford. Johnny on the spot, high off the window. That's her first points of the second half. First points for Messalonskee, and she's our first scorer tonight into double figures with 11.
Sometimes you just need fortunate breaks like that, because that was not a good pass by Messalonskee. It was a long pass into traffic, and it just got bounced to the right person, which was Hafford.
Gilmore to Chassie, who finds the cutter forward down the lane. Couldn't get the shot to fall, and Ventimiglia runs the other way with it. Messalonskee slows things down a little bit. Gale tries to whip it down low again, a dangerous pass that gets knocked right back to her. She goes attacking on the baseline and got bumped. Do they say it was on the floor or in the act of shooting? It looks like they're saying on the floor.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if she was trying to shoot or pass that anyway, so.
Witches foul on number 10, Abby Flagg, her second, team's first.
Hafford goes up off the inbound, over everything. Jones got her hand on it, but then lost it out of bounds. Nearly 5 minutes off the clock here in the third quarter, and only 3 points on the board. 2 for Messalonskee, 1 for Brewer. This game was tied 20-all at the break. Flags pass tipped and taken away. Trying to finish off the move, and doing so, Reagan Gale, and the freshman with her first points of the night.
That's a few possessions here for Brewer that they've come up empty, not getting a shot off because they've turned the ball over.
Gilmore calmly knocks down a long 2. She's up to 9 to lead all Witches.
That's a good point. That's a good phrase. She's kind of been the calming storm here for the calming presence against the storm. Messalonskee here for Brewer.
Another dangerous pass down low. It finds its way to Hafford. She couldn't get it to fall. Jones does. Count it and 1. Adams, excuse me. Not quite sure where Jones came from.
Well, I heard you saying it earlier, but I didn't want to correct you.
Yeah, I think I had Leah Jones on the mind from a couple
Camden
of games
Hills.
earlier last week on Ticket TV.
Yeah.
Leah Adams, want to make sure to credit her, the sophomore, a chance at a three-point play. Adams can't get the free throw to fall, so she's stuck on 9. Down low.
Oh, that's the look Brewer wanted. They did a good job swinging the ball from one side and getting it back to the weak side, and had O'Donnell wide open.
At the other end, a couple Eagles out in front of the pack, and Addie Hafford, laying it in. She's up to 13 tonight. The Messalonskee lead is out to 5. That's the largest it's been here in the second half. Brewer with a steal and a bump from behind there. Chassie knocking into the Eagle, trying to make her way up the court as Gale goes crashing down to the court. So third against the Witches here in the third.
Number 22, Adriana Pettengill, and number 23, Ruby Stubber.
Triple substitution here for the Eagles.
We get some new players that haven't played yet. Adrian Pettengill, I think it's their first time seeing time in the game. Number 22 for Messalonskee.
Good trap there right across the timeline. Ventimiglia picks it up, goes down to the baseline. Stubbard across the way to Adams. The ball came up and caught her in the chin.
That was a good big-to-big look, but couldn't convert it.
Brewer with some steam behind him. Forward trying to go with the reverse finish and couldn't get it to fall.
Yeah, Brewer's just right now creating stuff that's a little more difficult than they really need it to be. A couple passes that they didn't need to make as difficult, and that was a tough shot by Ford. I'm sure she felt like she had a good look at it, but you just get back to simplifying like they did in the second quarter.
Stubbard, the freshman in the corner, nearly has it taken away. A loose basketball bounces down low to Adams. Her shot wouldn't fall, and it's out of bounds on the baseline. 45 seconds left in the quarter. Knowlton Automotive is a full-service preventative maintenance and auto repair center, family-owned, guaranteed service at a fair price, 3297 Broadway in Kentuskeg, or at knowltonautomotive.net. Pettengill trying to go up with it. Got the shot on the rim. Still with the Eagles down low. Stubbard, trap, falling over backwards. Tried to shoot it. It wound up being a perfect pass over to Adams, who's now into double figures with 11. This could be a crucial run by Messalonskee here at the end of the third quarter. They've stretched the lead out to 7, but an acrobatic catch and finish by Jill Ford has it back down to 5.
There's not a whole lot that Jill Ford can't do out on the court, and you can see her athleticism right there. She moves very well, and that was a great catch and a great finish all in one motion.
Messalonskee, a chance for the last look of the quarter. Around the screen, down the lane, a hand in there, and fortunately for the Witches, that'll only be their 4th team foul, with 2.9 seconds remaining on the third quarter clock. The unfortunate part, that's number 3 against Ford. They get it into Adams. I did it again, who goes up immediately, and a smart play there by Adams because she had Gilmore right in her midsection. All she really had to do was hold the basketball high and go up. So 2 shots here coming up for Leah Adams, the sophomore. 11 points tonight. She had 7 in the second quarter, a couple of made field goals here in the third.
Yeah, her size has been a factor. I mean, she's been able to get rebounds inside because she's taller and longer.
Appears to be a little bit of a clock situation at the end of the quarter. Trying to get that worked out right now. This game brought to you in part by the Farmer's Table. For home-style cooking, just like Mom makes, visit the Farmer's Table at 15 Stetson Road in Corinna. So they added 0.7 of a second back on the clock, 1.8 frozen up there. And Adams at the line. Nothing but net on the first. Same thing on the second. 2 more for Adams at the end of the quarter. A steal. Ventimiglia just too much behind it on the jumper. A strong closeout, though, to that quarter by the Eagles, and they take a 7-point lead to the fourth quarter. Messalonskee 32, Brewer 25. Don't go anywhere. Fourth quarter up next on Ticket TV. Back here in Brewer, ready for the fourth quarter on Ticket TV, where the Messalonskee Eagles lead the Witches 32-25. Messalonskee, a strong closeout to that third quarter, in which they outscored the Witches 12-5 to open up this 7-point lead. Coverage tonight on Ticket TV, brought to you in part by the Fitch Company, electrical and control systems engineers, technicians, designers, and drafters all ready to tackle complex projects. Visit fitchcompany.com. Also brought to you by AM Construction and Roofing. They serve Bangor, Machias, Ellsworth, Augusta, and beyond. For free quotes, roof replacements, winter snow removal. You can also refer a friend and earn $250. Find that all at amconstructionandroofing.com. Ventimiglia opens up the final frame with the basketball for Messalonskee. Stubbert steps into a three and comes up short. Gilmore off and running with the rebound. Olivia lofts it over the top to Flagg, who skips it back out to Ford, straight on. Chassie down to O'Donnell, trying to fit it through to Gilmore. She gets tied up, muscles the basketball back. Looked like she might have been contacted there. She went up with the shot, but the basketball ends up out of play and will stay down here with Brewer.
Yeah, it was a tough one to tell from this angle because the way we were positioned, couldn't tell if she changed pivot feet, if she got knocked backwards. There was a lot of everything going on all at once, but she made the great move on ball went to the baseline and she dove from the foul line.
Ford retrieves the basketball after having it taken away. Gilmore's three pops off. O'Donnell tries to go up strong and has it taken away by Adams. A minute plus off the clock here in the fourth. Brewer down by 7 now with less than 7 to play. There's Jill Ford jumping into the passing lane and taking it away. She has her eyes on the basket and scores.
That was a tough finish because it looked like she kind of misstepped a little bit and didn't get the lift off the ground on the left side as she wanted. Great touch.
Ventimiglia around a couple of players trying to save it inbounds, and all she does is roll it along the baseline, so Brewer able to come up with a takeaway after the score. 32-27 with 6:16 left to play here in Brewer.
And that little bit of pressure Brewer put on forced Ventimiglia into a turnover.
And she takes it right back, stealing Flagg's pass across the lane and getting tied up on her way up. Juliana Roderick, the junior, will head to the line.
Which is foul, number 10, Abby Flagg. Her third, team's first. Juliana Roderick shooting 2.
Roderick at the line, shooting 2. Tonight's coverage brought to you in part by Danforth Down Home Supermarkets, family owned and operated since 2007 with locations in Herman and Pittsfield. And whether playing or watching, basketball can work up quite an appetite. That's when it's time for Pat's Pizza on Main Road in Hamden. Give them a call at 947-6488 or visit patspizzahamden.com. Roderick splits the pair. Eagles by 6. Ford stops and pops. 3 offline. And we got 3 free throws coming up because two free throws. No, foul on Ventimiglia, excuse me. Was that a closeout call there?
Yeah, it was hard to tell if it was going to be on the ground or after. She did get bumped. Wasn't sure if they were going to call it at first, and it's a good call.
So Ford a chance to cut the deficit in half here at the line. First free throw pops off. 6 points tonight for Jill Ford on 3 makes from the floor. Ooh, tried to spin its way out of there, but the second down and through. Tonight's coverage also brought to you by Bangor Tire Company. From a lawnmower to a skidder, they have you covered since 1927. Visit 514 Colebrook Road in Herman or at BangorTireCompany.com. So Ford hits the second and the third after missing the first, and it's a 4-point game. Into the interior. Little hook shot over the Brewer post players. Too strong on the attempt from Hafford.
I think she kind of had the right idea at first. She had Leah Adams open to her right, but I don't think she felt like she could get the ball past Ford, who had come over a double teamer.
Flag in front of the Brewer bench, gets bumped as she was trying to come out of there. Second team foul of the fourth against Messalonskee.
Her second, team second.
Brewer has it in through Ford. Back to Jill as she attacks the baseline, gets around one defender, bounces it into Gilmore. Olivia's shot denied, but Madison O'Donnell there for the cleanup effort.
Yeah, just that pressure of getting that ball inside is creating Messalonskee having to turn three bodies to one ball, and when the ball doesn't go in, that leaves the open Brewer player to get the rebound, and that was O'Donnell in that case.
Hafford spinning, shooting, and can't connect. Chassie with the rebound. The Witches have their pass picked off. Gale to the hoop, denied. Adams fouled, and a chance at two. Chance here for Leah Adams to help her squad keep the Witches an arm's length away, although she's got some blood right now.
Yeah, it's just when the Brewer gets a good stop or a good turnover, they end up turning it back over themselves and not being able to reward themselves on the offensive end because they don't get a possession completed.
So we get a new free throw taker here as Adams has to get checked out by the Brewer trainer here. It's going to be Ella Hansen into the game, the junior. Scored 2 back in the first quarter. A couple of big freebies off the bench right here. Calmly hitting the first.
Was she coming into the game, or did they get to choose? I didn't see if she was already at the scorer's table or not.
Oh, was she? I didn't see
I didn't either. I didn't know if that. Okay, you're our best foul shooter. Go ahead and fill for her.
1 out of 2. Meso lead at 3. O'Donnell to Chassie. Trying to get it back down low to Madison, and might have been rejected from behind. We got bodies diving down to the court. Tie up is the call. Possession arrow favors Brewer.
That was a great look by Chassie, seeing O'Donnell on the backside block, who has stepped inside the defender. Once again, just Brewer couldn't convert at the rim.
Leah Adams back into the game with a Band-Aid on the wrist. Brewer gets it into Gilmore. Olivia into the corner. Chassie returns it to her, trying to get it back. And some loose passing here by Brewer. Gilmore having to go down to the court and then able to keep her dribble alive as she stands up off the court. Chance for Ford to tie it.
That's all started with Olivia Gilmore and her hustle and awareness of not to just stand up with that ball, use her dribbling, kick the ball to Chassie back in the corner, who get it back to Ford at the top for 3.
Jill Ford now with a dozen after that latest 3, and we are tied at 34. Final half of the fourth quarter here in Brewer. Adams sends it into the corner. We'll try to go inside to Hafford. Her shot denied. Gilmore running the other way. Gets it up ahead to Flag. One dribble, trying to reverse it. She gets bumped. And Abby Flag now. Couple of free throws here and a chance to give Brewer the lead. I've not been tracking scoring here in the second half. So my question would be, if Abby's able to hit this free throw, would that be the first Brewer lead of the second half?
I believe so, yeah.
Believe it would?
No, actually, they were up. They scored the
first bucket.
Yeah, it was Madison O'Donnell's foul shot.
60-second timeout on the floor. We'll take it as well. Back to Brewer right after this message from our sponsors on Ticket TV.
Have a painful tooth or an entire mouthful of teeth? Mid-Coast Denture Design now offers tooth extractions in both Ellsworth and Brewer. Get your teeth pulled and immediate dentures placed right in our office. Quick, convenient, and comfortable. Let denturist Lindsay Young and her staff create immediate dentures for you, all in one location. Mid-Coast Denture Design, the go-to in Bangor and Ellsworth for dentures and tooth extraction services. Because everyone deserves an awesome smile. Visit midcoastdenturedesignmaine.com.
We're back here in Brewer where Abby Flagg has one free throw remaining. Chance to put Brewer in the lead. Unable to do so, and the rebound tipped and controlled by Messalonskee here. Inside of 3.5 minutes remaining tonight in Brewer, tied at 34. It's 20-20 at the break. Messalonskee led by 7 at the start of the quarter, and they go back up by 2 thanks to Addie Hafford. She leads all scorers tonight with 15.
She does a good job inside. She's undersized. She's got a little baby half hook.
Ford steps into another 3, too much behind that one, and Ventimiglia with the long rebound. Messalonskee gets it down low. Hafford had the seal on her defender, couldn't get the shot to fall, and then the Eagles unable to keep it in play. The Growing Plates, helping families grow for less while supporting sustainability. Check them out first, check them out often at 548 Hammond Street in Bangor, and you can experience the Bennett Auto Center difference at 99 Thatcher Street in Bangor or at BennettAutoCenter.com. Brewer with the ball in the hands of Gilmore. She's got it back to Ford. Chassis skips it over to Flagg. She goes to O'Donnell on the baseline to Gilmore in the middle. The shot falls off. Ford fights for the rebound and gets fouled.
Yeah, Brewer's doing a good job stretching and pulling apart that zone defense. That's 2 or 3 times here in the second half where Ford Gilmore's walked down from the middle of the lane on that baseline pass from O'Donnell.
Julian Ford at the line shooting 2. She's hit both attempts here in the fourth quarter. Make it 3 for 3. She's now with 9 for the game. Our coverage tonight also brought to you in part by Old Town Redemption Center, family owned for 30 years, open Monday through Saturday with monthly $100 giveaways. 13 Chester Street in Old Town, 827-7887. Friendly rim on the second, and Gilmore has this game tied at 36. Ford has the game tied, and Brewer with a takeaway. Gilmore gets it up to Flagg. Abby ahead of the pack, fouled from behind, and back to the line go the Witches.
Probably wouldn't argue with that foul if I was a Messalonskee team. You know, make them earn it at the foul line at this point.
Dan Flagg just missed a couple at the line. She hits the first one here, and Brewer's in front by a point. First point of the night for the junior guard.
And if you're Abby, you're trying to make them regret that decision.
She splits the pair. Rebound pops to Ventimiglia. She's got it over to Hafford. Now with Gale. Gale attacking, trying to bank it. Can't get the shot to fall. And guess who? It's Olivia Gilmore with the rebound. Chassis in the front court, off to Ford. All kinds of space in front of her. She attacks it, tries to bounce it over to O'Donnell, and Hafford with the steal. Up and down we go. Ventimiglia takes a peek behind her. Trying to bounce it to Adams. She's got to try to chase after it and loses it on the baseline.
Yeah, it's a tough angle. She was kind of lined up, and we call it flat with her. She needs to be more of an angle. She's thrown to her body.
60-second timeout called here by Coach Tanner Ross. Wants to talk things over, nursing the 1-point lead with 89 seconds remaining in the contest. Coverage tonight brought to you in part by Hartford's Auto Service. Complete auto repair for all makes and models. Over 30 years of experience. 62 Liberty Drive in Herman. Call 207-999-6322. Also brought to you by UMaine Online. Over 60 online degree and certificate programs from Maine's flagship university. Apply now at umaine.edu/online. Let's take a look at the live events coming up this week on Sports Radio 92.9 The Ticket. Here's what we've got for you on the airwaves tonight. That would be Hawks and Celtics basketball because it's Wednesday. And then on Thursday, we got Bruins hosting the Flyers. Celtics back on the air on Friday, rounding out that homestand against the Kings.
A big Bruins win last night.
That was. Pasta scoring 15 seconds into overtime.
Especially from the night before, it was a disappointing loss.
Yeah, it
wasn't like the last Bruins-Rangers game I saw.
No, you were in the building for
That's
that
right.
one. 10 goals hung on the Rangers, but kind of the same almost going the same script last night as the night before for the Bruins,
absolutely.
where you get out to the multi-goal lead and almost let it slip. And pretty good on home ice, not so much on the road.
You don't see that often. They score in the first 15 seconds, like you said, first cycle.
The clock has not started here with the basketball back underway. Messalonskee doesn't care. I'm sure Brewer would have wanted those 5 to 10 seconds. We're now winding, so there's 1:20 on the clock here in the building because, yeah, it didn't start for right around 9-10 seconds after the ball was inbounded.
No hometown scorer there.
Flag out near midcourt, trying to get around to her defender, and now Brewer just looks content with trying to take time off the clock. Basketball in the hands of Ford. Ford attacking down the lane, over to O'Donnell.
Yeah, Messalonskee's trying to organize what they're going to be in for defense here. That's why they're kind of lost on defenders. They get too many on one defender, and so you can see them out there. They're just trying to figure out exactly. There you go.
And finally, the foul comes, and it's more than just a common foul. That is not what Messalonskee was looking for. Addie Hafford can't believe the call. 47.8 seconds up there on the clock. Free throws and the basketball here for the Witches.
Yeah, just a lot of confusion out there for Messalonskee in that defensive possession.
Gilmore can't connect on the first. Technical setting, so she's alone out there at the charity stripe. The other 9 players back in midcourt. Gilmore hits the second to extend the Brewer lead out to 2. Timeout on the floor. Messalonskee wants to talk things over after that last sequence. 60-second timeout. Still 47.8 on the clock, and Brewer by 2. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Acadia Federal Credit Union, a full-service financial institution with 8 branches, including 3 in Bangor and a new location coming to Wilson Street in Brewer. Learn more at acadiafcu.org. Also brought to you by Saliba's Rug Cleaners, family-owned for over 70 years, specializing in rug cleaning and repair. Visit 69 Hillside Avenue in Bangor or salibasrugcleaners.com. The good news for Messalonskee is that last foul was their 5th, so nothing to screw around with. They'll be putting Brewer at the line immediately whenever they so choose.
And the other parts of that is right now Brewer's just making 1 of 2 at the foul line, so they're only down 2. It's just 1 possession.
Flag to trigger the inbound. Got to get going here. She gets it into Gilmore, and she took a step over the line. That's a backcourt violation. I think Olivia was trying to argue that the defender kind of forced her there, but so too did the pass.
She was arguing, and Ventimiglia looked very surprised that she wasn't called for a foul like she thought she might have been.
Messalonskee gets it in. They go right to Adams, who goes up strong and earns a trip to the line. That took next to no time. 45.3 seconds up there on the clock. Adams at the line looking for her first points here in the 4th quarter. She's got 13 for the game. And she brings Messalonskee within 1 of tying it with that first attempt. 38-37, second free throw on the way, and we are level. How does Brewer approach this? Do they try to go for one shot in the win?
Well, the clock wasn't working again. It's still not working.
It is still frozen. So, again, it was about 9 seconds there that did not bleed off. And now we'll have to reset things.
That's just, I guess it all equals out because they when they had the lead before, it didn't work for them when they were trying to get the clock to start, when they wanted the clock to go away, and now they.
Talking things here over with the head coaches, Kelly Anderson and Tanner Ross. Looks like 44.5 is what is going back up there right now. Brewer basketball in front of the bench. Actually, we might be waiting for something else other than 44. Now we got 33.5 up there, so they took 11 seconds off the clock. 33.5 is where we're inbounding from. They get it into Gilmore. Back with Flag. Who knows? Does it make it easier for Brewer to hold for the final shot? 11 seconds already off the clock. Ford has it.
I think you got to get back to that play where the ball goes to the baseline and they leave Gilmore to dive down the middle, and then Ford maybe creeps into the backside.
Down to 15 seconds. Pass along the baseline. O'Donnell's outlet is picked off. Messalonskee with the basketball. Timeout called by Coach Anderson. 8.9 seconds on the clock. She said, give me whatever we got. It's a 60. Tied at 38 with 8.9. So this is not like the NBA. They don't get to bring it up here into the front court. Trapped about halfway into the backcourt. What are you drawing up here if you're Coach Anderson, Chris?
Well, both teams have struggled a little bit getting the ball in against each other's player-to-player defense. So if you're Brewer, if you're Messalonskee, I would run something where you have a majority of your offense in the backcourt running towards the hoop with one player running back, just so you kind of like running counters with your ball handler, your major ball handler coming back to the ball and getting it so they can get some distance and some speed to generate down the court. So basically you're running like a scissor type look. I wouldn't try anything where you're trying to throw the ball down to the court. I mean, you got 8 seconds. There's no sense throwing the ball way down the court. It's more of a chance to turn it over that way.
If you're Brewer, do you use your foul to give here?
Oh, why not? Why not? If anything, you might get a turnover out of it.
Trying to get it into Hafford. They do. Hafford down low to Adams at the window with the layup. Timeout Brewer, 3 seconds on the clock. I think they're going to add some time to it as the referee saw Tanner Ross signaling for the timeout immediately. So we'll see what ends up going back on the clock here. But right now it's Messalonskee by 2. Brewer, it's down to this for a chance to tie it or take the lead at the buzzer.
That's where I really need that telestrator, so I can draw it better than I can explain it. Or I can explain it while I'm drawing it.
They do double the time up there on the clock, so we have 6 seconds now.
It's kind of the same thing here. Brewer, you don't have to throw it long. You just have to get someone with maybe catch it at that foul line at this end and try to get some speed. You can't be catching it going back towards the direction the ball is coming into, because now you got to turn around, you got pressure on you, and that's going to cause extra time. You want to be able to catch it going towards that hoop.
Chaos has kind of been the theme of the second half, and that Messalonskee potential game-winning basket had a lot of chaos in it, and it actually worked out well for the Eagles because the inbound pass was to no one. So players were chasing after a ball in loose space. That allowed Adams to peel off down the lane and be wide open.
Exactly. And we never really talked about the defense. What are they going to do in this situation? And as you can tell, Messalonskee's extended their defense, but not full court. They're protecting against the backcourt here a little bit.
Brewer has it in. Flag to Gilmore. O'Donnell for the tie. Got it!
What a great shot. What a great execution. They just gave her a two-pointer.
It was a 2, foot on the line, so we have overtime tonight in Brewer. Both teams executing at the end. Don't go anywhere because we've got free basketball coming up.
It's time for a reset. McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Extra value meals are back, only at McDonald's.
Share the love at Quirk Subaru. Lease a Crosstrek for just $399 per month, or save over $4,500 on Outback Touring XT. Supporting local organizations that make a difference in the greater Bangor region. It's your Subaru. Find it at Quirk.
Nothing runs like a deer.
And Greenway Equipment Sales makes it easy to keep your John Deere running smoothly year-round. Our mobile maintenance truck will come to you and service most walk-behind and riding lawn equipment right in your yard. Just call or schedule online. Whatever the season, we'll have you tuned up, sharpened up, and geared up to mow or blow whatever Mother Nature dishes up. Contact the Smith Brothers today for service delivered.
Nothing runs like a deer. From Greenway Equipment Sales, family owned and operated since 1994. Celebrate store-wide savings at the Furniture Gallery this holiday season. Grand deals in honor of the grand opening of our 4th location in Topsom. Need a new bed? Purchase a king mattress for the price of a queen, or take advantage of 18-month special financing on select mattresses. The Furniture Gallery has just what you need at prices that fit your budget. Enjoy grand opening savings at all 4 locations, and be sure to visit our new store in the Topsom Fair Mall. The best value for your money is always at the Furniture Gallery in Augusta, Bangor, North Windham, and now Topsom.
Hello, Maine.
Welcome back to Brewer. Overtime coming up between the Witches and the Eagles, tied at 40 after Madison O'Donnell beat the buzzer to send this game to overtime. Messalonskee, 5 seconds into the extra period, earns a trip to the line. Clock's running. It's been running when it should be stopped, not running when it should be running here for much of the second half. Might have taken a few extra seconds with it. Down to 3:50 up there. Either way, it's 2 freebies coming up.
He's going to put more time up. It looks like he's either that or he's putting in a Big Mac and a milkshake.
Sophia Ventimiglia with their first point since early on in the first quarter. She splits the pair. Messalonskee by 1.
So I'll score games every now and then for travel, but I will not do the scoreboard just because you're the guy who gets yelled at all the time.
Yep.
The clock's running. I do the book. They can't see that you made a mistake in that thing.
Ford down the lane, scoops it up. Couldn't get the shot to fall, and Adams grabs the rebound. Speaking of the scoreboard, it reads 40-40 still in the gym as Messalonskee goes breaking, and a horn interrupts a fast break. What is going on? We have some serious clock issues going on.
It's a conspiracy. That
is going to be rather tough to figure out because, I mean, Messalonskee, they can make the case that, well, we missed the open layup because that buzzer came in and threw us off as we were trying to go up for it.
Yeah, I'm not.
You can't award, obviously, just 2 points after the fact, so I think the Eagles are just going to be left with the basketball here. Some serious clock issues, though, interrupting the start of overtime here in Brewer, where the Eagles lead the Witches 41-40.
Yeah, I think that, there we go. I think what happened while that play was going on, the scorekeeper was still trying to get the scoreboard to actually input what he was trying to do, and at the same time the horn went off.
Yep. So we've got it up there now at 41-40. We've got 3:40 on the clock here in overtime. And we've got Messalonskee bringing the ball in.
They don't look phased, though.
The basket.
You know, good for Messalonskee. I mean, they've moved on past that missed layup at the buzzer. So
and there's a turnover as Brewer got a hand in the passing lane. Gale tried to save it as it was coming at her, and she was still standing out of bounds. So back to the Witches after all of that. Gilmore bounces to Flag in the corner. She comes out of there with it. Off to Ford. Ford steps into the open space. Might have been trying to draw the contact and ends up banking in the shot.
That's very NBA style right there. A little body lean into the defender and made the shot. I mean, like I said, she's such a tough shooter. She's got good strength and good balance on that one.
Down low and called for a travel is Hafford. Messalonskee with back-to-back turnovers.
It's a good call. She doesn't realize what she did. When she hopped before she dribbled.
Brewer by 1 in the basketball. 3 minutes left here in the overtime. Gilmore strong with the shot up. No. O'Donnell with the follow. No. Gilmore, third try, and she earns herself a trip to the line. Olivia Gilmore going to the line with a dozen points so far tonight on senior night. Gilmore has got them both, and the Witches lead by 3.
2 clutch foul shots by Gilmore there.
44-41. That one went off the foot of a Brewer player, so we'll stay down here with the Eagles.
Yeah, this is Messalonskee right there, and that type of possession, just playing too quick. Don't need to. It's 2 minutes and 51 seconds left. You're only down by 3.
Inbound pass over the top of everybody. The Eagles trying to chase it down, and it crosses into the backcourt. That's 3 straight turnovers on trips at the offensive end for Messalonskee.
That's a tough one because just understanding you can let it go into the backcourt and you'd be all right, but you're chasing it down against your opponent who you don't want to get to that ball first.
Forward with a bounce pass to Gilmore. Gets it to O'Donnell. She has her shot rejected. Gale coming up court for the Eagles. Gilmore trailing behind the play. Gale on the baseline. Gets it into the corner. 3 in the air. Too strong. Rebound batted around, and Ford brings it down. Quick passing by the Witches. Gilmore chasing after it into the far corner. Bouncing to Chassie. Back to Olivia. Stepping through defenders and couldn't get the scoop shot to fall, but O'Donnell there with the second effort.
If you're Brewer, just be patient here. They're still sitting in a zone. Messalonskee is. They're going to try and be aggressive. Just move to the ball. Shorten your passes. Everyone keeps moving.
Inside of the final 2 minutes here in the overtime period.
But run your offense. Don't. 2 minutes is a long time to try and salt it away.
Gilmore gets fouled here. 1:43 on the clock. And free throws coming up because the fouls roll over. Gilmore just hit a couple from the charity stripe in the overtime. The first one pops out. Second on the way from Gilmore, and that rims out as well. O'Donnell, another strong offensive board, clears it out to Flag, and Abby backs out. The Witches able to take precious seconds off the clock here on this lengthy trip at this end of the court.
Yeah, if you're Brewer, you got to get away from the half-court line, though.
Dangerous handoff there to Flag, right on the logo, and a bailout foul by the Eagles.
Yeah, that's that third player in your trap that you don't need to, so.
Flag at the line, shooting 2, where she is 1 of 4 tonight. First one down and through. And that is a big one because it makes this a 2-possession ball game. Flag can't connect on the second, but Ford goes up high for the rebound, and we'll head right back to the charity stripe. And that is going to be number 5 against the freshman Reagan Gale. So she is Reagan Gale, excuse me. She's fouled out with 2 points here tonight. Juliana Roderick replaces her in the game. Minute 20 left here in overtime. First one from Ford is good. That gives her 9 points now in the fourth quarter in overtime. Let's call it 10 as she deadens the second off back iron. Brewer now by 6. Roderick picks up the dribble off to Ventimiglia. Adams trying to return it. Her pass nearly stolen. Ford keeps the dribble alive. Turnovers are the killer for Messalonskee here in the overtime period as Gilmore gets called for the hook. Olivia Gilmore called for the hook with 50.5 seconds left in the overtime. And for Olivia, that is her 5th, so Gilmore fouls out here on senior night. Katrina Cheney, the freshman, having to enter here for the final 50.5 ticks.
That's a big loss. The good thing is not a ton of time left, but it is a big loss for Brewer here at this part of the game.
Adams out top, tries to lob it inside. Hafford's shot falls off. She tries to go back up, and O'Donnell denies her. Ford trying to hold off Hafford. Gets it off to Flagg across the timeline. Abby's just going to watch out from behind. She's got her pocket picked. This one's not over yet. Still a two-possession game as the Eagles sprint up court. 3 in the air. No. Hafford with the rebound.
Inadvertent whistle.
Believe so. Inadvertent whistle, and it's Messalonskee basketball underneath. 16.1.
I'm not sure we've seen it all yet. There's probably something we haven't. There's probably something we haven't seen yet.
It has been an interesting one here tonight in Brewer. Inbound, taken away. Stolen right away by Gabby Chassie, who then throws it away, and Hafford banks it in. There you go, Chris, when you say we haven't quite seen it all. Brewer gets it in. Messalonskee won't foul as Flagg sprints into the front court, and the Brewer Witches win their third game in a row.
They didn't want to bother put the score up because it might make the horn go. So,
final score tonight, Brewer 47, Messalonskee 43. It took until overtime, but the Witches rally for a third win in a row on senior night here in Brewer. Don't go anywhere. Post-game show coming up right after this on Ticket TV.
It's time for a reset. McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Extra value meals are back, only at McDonald's.
Hello, Maine. This is Steve McKay. It's a wintry mix out there, but pockets of orange are standing out against the white blanket of snow throughout the state. Next Home Experience is listing and selling homes just like yours. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience.
Sometimes life is a cluttered mess, but your car doesn't have to be. At Dean's Detailing, we have a variety of packages that will make your car look new again. Change your outlook. Book your appointment now at deansdetailing.com.
Have a painful tooth or an entire mouthful of teeth? Mid-Coast Denture Design now offers tooth extractions in both Ellsworth and Brewer. Get your teeth pulled and immediate dentures placed right in our office. Quick, convenient, and comfortable. Let denturist Lindsay Young and her staff create immediate dentures for you, all in one location. Mid-Coast Denture Design, the go-to in Bangor and Ellsworth for dentures and tooth extraction services. Because everyone deserves an awesome smile. Visit midcoastdenturedesignmaine.com.
It's time for a reset. McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Extra value meals are back, only at McDonald's.
Back here in Brewer, where they're getting ready for more basketball tonight. We got a JV, possibly a freshman game coming up between the Witches and the Bangor Rams here in about 15 minutes time. So we got to wrap up this broadcast and get out of here after the Brewer Witches score a 47-43 victory over Messalonskee in overtime here on senior night for the Witches. Time now for the game recap as we welcome you into the McDonald's post-game show on Ticket TV. Messalonskee was led by 15 points from Leah Adams. Addie Hafford chipped in with 13. Sophia Ventimiglia and Ella Hansen each with 3, and a single point for Juliana Roderick. She had to step up with some pinch hitting at the free throw line after Leah Adams had a bit of a blood issue on the wrist. Also 2 points for the freshman Reagan Gale for their total of 43. Brewer was led by 14 apiece from Jill Ford and Olivia Gilmore. Madison O'Donnell also in double figures with 10. Gabby Chassie with 6 off a couple of made threes. And 2 free throws for Abby Flagg's total of 2 points. Play of the game, pretty easy one to award here. Unfortunately, we don't have a replay of it, but it would be Madison O'Donnell's buzzer beater to send us to overtime. Brewer had to go the length of the court with 6 seconds there at the end of regulation and able to work it.
Yeah, great execution by Brewer to get that shot off, and a great shot by Madison.
That play of the game presented by Tony Murray's Fairway Auto Sales, Route 1A in Hancock, and at tonysfairwayautosales.com. Time now to award our player of the game, and we're going with Jill Ford because she had a share of her team high with 14 points. Most of those, though, come in the fourth quarter and overtime period where she had 10.
Yeah, she had a great game. Senior leadership. She's been arguably the best player for the last couple of years for Brewer, and stepped up in a big moment on a big night and catapulted Brewer to our third straight win and continue to have hopes for that 8th, 7th, or 6th playoff spot.
That they do. Next one coming up for the Witches against Oxford Hills as they try to make it 4 in a row. We'll have we won't have that game because it's on the road. We'll have the game against Hamden Academy right here on the ticket as you take a look at Brewer's upcoming schedule. Here's a look at our upcoming broadcast schedule on Ticket TV. There's also a game tonight in Herman, the rematch between the MDI Trojans and the Herman Hawks. Tomorrow night, Chris and I will be at the Cross Center in Bangor where the John Baptist Crusaders host the Ellsworth Eagles. And then also tomorrow night, Hamden Academy will be taking on Mount Ararat in boys basketball. Saturday, right back here in this gym where the Brewer Witches host Oxford Hills in boys basketball. Only thing left to do now is give credit where it's due to our Ticket TV crew around the gymnasium. Marcus Caesar, technical supervisor, director, and producer. Sydney Hurst, our camera operator, and Andrew Hart on the scoreboard. Chris Hoare, my broadcast partner tonight. And like you said, Chris, we saw a little bit of everything in this one.
And just a quick note, Andrew Hart was on our scoreboard and not the game scoreboard on the clock on the wall.
Yes, I don't think he wants credit
yeah,
for
he doesn't want that credit.
What was going down there at the end of the fourth and in overtime. For our Ticket TV crew tonight in Brewer, I'm Mark Paulette signing off. The Brewer Witches victorious on senior night, 47-43 over the Messalonskee Eagles. You've been watching high school basketball on Ticket TV.
Darling's Kia is your #1 Kia dealer in Maine, and we've got something for everyone. Whether you're shopping for an all-wheel drive gas, EV, hybrid, or plug-in hybrid, Darling's Kia has a full lineup to choose from. Plus, enjoy affordable lease programs and other incredible deals on award-winning Kias, all covered by our 10-year or 100,000-mile warranty. The best in the business. The best cars, the best prices, and the best warranty. Shop Darling's Kia.
You'll do better at Darling's.
Your local family-owned McDonald's on Wilson Street in Brewer, Union Street and Main Street in Bangor are currently hiring new team members. Schedules that fit your life with full-time, part-time, and flexible schedules that adjust with your needs. Pair individualized schedules with tuition assistance to further your education. It's a great, future-focused combination. Apply today at jobs.mchire.com. Search for your locally owned McDonald's on Wilson Street, Union Street, and Main Street. Explore your future at jobs.mchire.com.
Brand name footwear for hardworking days and laid-back nights. We've got it. Miller's Workshop, Acme Road in Brewer, for brands that work.
Life is so much better when you impact the lives of those around you. And with Creative Options, you will. Creative Options provides services and support to adults with intellectual disabilities. And right now, Creative Options is looking for shared living providers who take clients into their own homes, kind of like adult foster care. You'll enjoy a generous, tax-free stipend to work from home and make a difference in someone's life. To apply for this tremendous opportunity, simply visit creativeoptionsllc.org. That's creativeoptionsllc.org.
Heroes Sports Grill and Entertainment Center offers fantastic food and drinks in a fun, family-friendly atmosphere with 29 flat-screen TVs for your sports viewing pleasure and an arcade with prizes for the whole family to enjoy. Whether you're looking for a drink at the bar while watching your favorite sports team or trying to find a place to bring the family for a great meal out, Heroes is the place to be. Heroes also offers takeout or catering for any event in the Bangor area, large or small.
Come for the food.
Stay for the friends.
Adventure. It's in our DNA.
From cross-country road trips to quiet mornings on Maine lakes. For over 25 years, Harvey RV and Marine has been in the business of bringing big dreams to life. To the 1,000 new adventure lovers that chose us this year, thank you for trusting us, for embracing new friends, and reminding us that in Maine, adventure isn't just what we do, it's who we are. Choose your adventure at Harvey RV and Marine, Outer Broadway, Glenburn.
Share the love at Quirk Subaru. Lease a Crosstrek for just $399 per month, or save over $4,500 on Outback Touring XT. Supporting local organizations that make a difference in the greater Bangor region. It's your Subaru. Find it at Quirk.
High school sports on Ticket TV is presented by Dairy Queen Bangor. Get a DQ treat today at Dairy Queen on Broadway in Bangor. Closed for the season, reopening mid-February. Your local family-owned McDonald's on Main Street and Union Street in Bangor and Wilson Street in Brewer. Greenway Equipment Sales in Bangor and Ellsworth. Nothing runs like a deer. Dairy Queen Old Town. Head to Dairy Queen in Old Town and try the Crispy Onion Cheeseburger Meal Deal. A juicy cheeseburger topped with crispy onions, served with fries, a drink, and a small sundae. Find them at 613 Stillwater Avenue in Old Town. Casella. Good pay, good people, good life. Darlings Auto Group. You'll do better at Darlings. Visit darlings.com. Next Home Experience, the market leader. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience. The Furniture Gallery, a family-owned Maine company with locations in Bangor, Augusta, North Windham, and Topsom. Hero Sports Grill and Entertainment Center, the place to be in downtown Bangor and at herosportsgrill.com. Praise Auto Sales, over 40 years of trust, integrity, and dependability. Visit praiseautosales.com. Levesque Business Solutions, your one-stop source for office equipment and office furniture. Dean's Detailing, the leader in auto detailing since 1971. Book your appointment at deansdetailing.com. Northeast Driving School, Greater Bangor's #1 driving school for 56 years. Eastern Maine Community College, start your future at emcc.edu. Bangor Savings Bank, since 1852. At Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more. Visit bangor.com. And Quirk Auto Group. It's your truck or SUV. Find it at Quirk. Online at quirkauto.com. High school sports on Ticket TV is also brought to you by UMaine Online, Acadia Federal Credit Union, Uno Pizzeria and Grill, Tony Murray's Fairway Auto Sales, Danforth's Down Home Supermarkets, The Fitch Company, AM Construction and Roofing, Back Alley Bar and Restaurant, Madden Generator Services, UMaine Athletics, Bangor Window Shade and Drapery, Novus Auto Glass, Union Street Towing, Quality Automotive, Bangor Mall Cinemas, Premium Choice Broadband, Resto Pros, Hartford's Auto Service, Old Town Redemption Center, Bennett Auto Center, The Growing Place and Polish, Bangor Tire Company, Pat's Pizza in Hamden, Hillside Athletics, Angelo's Pizzeria, Hidden Meadows Golf Course, Sweet Frog, The Farmer's Table, Knowlton Automotive, American Made Home Goods, Saliba's Rug Cleaners, Auto Radiator Services, Maniac Snack Shack and Sniff and Snack, Penobscot Cleaning Services, Creative Options LLC, Brewer Federal Credit Union, Down East Toyota, Harvey RV and Marine, Seaboard Federal Credit Union, W.S. Emerson, Midcoast Denture Design, First National Bank, Hudson University, Napa Auto Parts, and Hammond Lumber Company. High school sports on Ticket TV is a production of Sportsnet Maine and Sports Radio 92.9 The Ticket.